Alrighty, Unit 1, Lesson 9. Okay, skills maintenance is on page 24. Go ahead and work on that and pause this video, please. Okay, so first activity for skills maintenance, we were rounding a decimal to the tenths place. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to go underline every digit that is in the tenths place. So remember, when we round, then we look at the next place value, and that tells us that digit needs to stay the same or round up in the tens place. So for 0.25, 5 tells us to round that digit up, so 0.3. In number 2, 5 tells us again to round up, so the next digit up, 0.1. And then in number 3, 5 is in the tens place. The 1 in the hundredths place tells us to stay the same, so 0.5. Same idea for activity 2 here, but now we're rounding to the hundredths place. So I have underlined here the digits in the hundredths place. 1 tells me to stay the same, so 0.01. The 2 tells me to stay the same as well, so 0.20. And then the 5 in this case tells us to round up, so 0.3. We round up, so we go up one digit. Okay, I was rounding to tenths and hundredths place. Repeating decimals now. If you notice here, 5 is repeating in number 1, so we're going to write this as 0.5 repeating. Okay, 5 is the repeating part. Okay, in number 2, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9 is the repeating part, or the pattern, so 0.09. I'm going to put a line over the 0.9. Okay, 285714, 285714. Okay, so that is a repeating part, so don't forget about the 8. But then 285714, that is the repeating pattern for that decimal. Okay, 3.18, 18, 18, 18, so 3.18 repeating. Okay, there is our skills maintenance. Okay, so the objective for today, we're going to add and subtract decimal numbers. Okay, so if you notice at all of these, okay, it tells us our strategy for adding and subtracting decimals. What you're going to notice is that the decimal is always lined up. That is the key part to adding and subtracting decimals. Okay, and then from there, it's just like adding and subtracting like any other situation. Okay, when we're adding 3, 11, carry the 1, 9, 16, 5, okay, and that decimal stays in the same spot, okay, so 56.13. Subtracting now, 2 minus 1, 1, need to borrow from that 8, 13 minus 8, we get 5, there's our decimal, 0, 4. 0, 2, borrow, 9, 3, so 39.20. And then finally here, oh, my mistake, we were not subtracting in that case, we were adding. So 4.17, carry the 1, 57.44. Okay, now we're subtracting, 0, 2, borrow, 39.20. Okay, so again, the biggest thing there with adding and subtracting, line up that decimal, and then our adding and subtracting does not change how we've done in the past. Okay. So, adding decimal numbers, again, line up the decimal points. Okay, line up those decimal points, and then what's going to help us is if we actually put in zeros, okay, trailing zeros. So then we know 1 plus 0 plus 0, okay? It's a little harder when we don't see anything, okay? Because one of the problems that I typically see is lining up, okay? These zeros will help us line up our place values. So put in place holders for those place values. And all we're doing is adding those trailing zeros, okay? And then again, just adding just like you would normally would. 1 plus 0 plus 0, 1. 3 plus 0 plus 5, 8. 0, 2, 5, 7. There's our decimal, 4 plus 1 plus 3. We get that 8, okay? So I would recommend using this method too, okay? Put in those trailing zeros so we can line up our place values, okay? So we have a student, okay, that we had solve a subtracting problem, and they're going to get 9.8. Okay, so the question is there an error in the work? Okay, and when we look at it, yes, there is. And the error is what we've just been talking about. When we add and subtract decimals, we need to line up the decimal. And if you notice, he does not have the decimals lined up. Okay, he's got the right side lined up. That's not the case. Okay, so we need to make sure to line up the decimal. And just think, 34.8 minus 2.5, and he gets 9.8. If you just think 34 minus 2, that should be somewhere around 32. Okay, or we really should be rounding. Okay, 34.8 rounding to the nearest whole number. That 8 would tell us 35. Oh, that would tell us 3. So 35 minus 3, 33. 35 minus 3, 32. Sorry. Okay, so we should get something around 32, and 9.8 is nowhere near that. Okay, so just doing a quick check at the end will always help. Okay, so now he has the decimal lined up, 32.3, and we said should probably get around 32. Now he did. So that's the proper answer for this 34.8 minus 2.5. Okay, so using our number sense to make sure we have the proper answer. Okay, so go ahead, work on your apply skills. Adding and subtracting. Make sure we line up the decimal. So pause the video and go ahead and work on that. Okay. So in our skills, apply skills, they've provided boxes for you. Okay, let's use those. Excuse me. So we got 44.05. So let's go 44. There's our decimal. So whenever we set this up now, we should have the decimal right there. And then it will be in our answer there as well. Okay, so 27.18. And then we're subtracting here. Okay, so 5 minus 8, I can't do anything there. We can't borrow from 0, so I got to borrow from further. 3, there's a 10, then we're going to borrow again. 9, 15 minus 8, 7, 9 minus 1, 8, 3 minus 7. Need to borrow. So 13 minus 7, we get 6. 3 minus 2, 1. So 16.87. Now our check again. We're just going to round to the nearest whole number. So going to our ones place. So 44. And then 27. When we subtract this now, it should be close to the answer that we got. So 17. So our check, we got 17. 16.87 is very close to 17. So we're good. Okay, so 42.01. So let's go ahead, write that, 42.01. Let's go ahead and do this in green, actually. 42.01. So when I line these up, my decimal place should stay there. We got 9.8, 9.8, and then 27.001. Okay, the reason they did these boxes is so you can make sure you line up your place values, and we could actually put in those placeholders, the zeros. Okay, we are adding, so 1, 1, 8, 18, 7, so 78.811. Okay, doing a check. 42 plus 10 plus 27. 9, 7, 79 is our check, and we're pretty close to that 79. So we should have lined up properly and added correctly. Okay, so last one. 103.81. 86. Okay, remember, line up that decimal, so that's okay that this is blank. Okay, if you want to, go ahead, put a 0 there. and then 86.021. I'm going to add a 0 there for a place value. So then we're subtracting. 0 minus 1, I need to borrow. Okay, so 9, I need to borrow again. So we get 8, 7, got to borrow. Oh, got to borrow from there. So 9, 13 minus 6, we get 7 again. 1, so 17.789. Okay, and then doing rounding to the nearest whole number, 104 minus 86. So you get something around 18, which we did, so we should have done it properly. Okay, just using that number sense again to have a quick check of our answer. Okay, so round and estimating. So again, we're rounding to the nearest whole number and then add. So 23, looking at that 7, we're going to say that rounds to 24. 8, so plus 15. And then adding those up, we should get 39. So that's an estimate. Okay, it's not the exact answer, it's just an estimate. So if we were to actually do that addition, we'd expect to get something around 39. Okay, and the next one, okay, 45.8. That's close to 46. Minus, that's close to 20. So doing that subtracting, we should get something around 26. Again, that's just an estimate, not an exact answer. Okay, so 5.8, we're going to round to 6. 2.7, we're going to round to 3. So we're going to estimate that this answer will be around 9. That's going to round to 128 minus 39. Okay, so 128 minus 39. Okay, I'm assuming some of us will need to actually write this out. That's okay. Okay, 9. 11 minus 3, we're going to get 8. So 89 is going to be our estimate. Okay. So rounding to a whole number again, that's going to round to 199. Rounding there, 230. So plus 230. Okay. If you need to, go ahead, write that out, but this is going to be 429. Last one here. Okay, 5 tells us to round up, so 730 minus, it tells us to round up as well, minus 437. Okay, I'll write this one out for you guys. Okay, we need to borrow. Minus there, we get 3, borrow again. 9, 2, so 293. Okay, there's our apply skills. Now, 4, problem solving activity. We were going to analyze and make scatter plots. Okay, so a scatter plot is where we have a bunch of points plotted. Okay, now we have a vertical, horizontal axes. Okay, again, vertical is our vertical as up and down, horizontal is left to right. Okay. Now, what we're really doing is we're checking a relationship of two variables, okay? So that horizontal axis, or what we're going to call our x-axis, okay? That, in this case, is the years of experience, okay? And we're comparing that to the income, okay? And then in this case, it is in terms of thousands, okay? So when we're looking at these, okay, years of experience, 0, they're going to income of 20,000, okay? You notice how it's 0, and then 20 for the income. So let's just pick another random point. Let's say 1550. Okay, so 15 years of experience, their income is going to be 50,000. Yeah, let's do one more. Let's say the 35 years of experience with a $60,000 income, so 35 years, $60,000 income. Okay, it's just plotting those points for both variables. Okay. Years of experience left to right, and then their income up. Okay, so looking at this scatter plot now, okay, ability to play basketball compared to their ability to play piano. So let's look at the ones that they have circled. Okay, so ability to play basketball was 2, and their ability to play piano was 2 as well. Okay, so at that point, we're looking at this one. Those are the ones that line up. Okay, so for the ability to play basketball of 1, and the ability to play piano was 7. Okay, that's that point there. And then that last one, point 3. Okay, so we got 6 for basketball, 9 for piano. So 6, 9, that's that point there. Okay, so that is how we're going to read our scatter plots. Okay, again, it's 2 variables. Okay, in this case, it was basketball and piano. And the last one, it was years of experience to income. Okay, so your problem solving activity, go ahead, give it a try, and pause the video. So looking at this, we're going to plot out our scatter plot. So in this case, the police in Jefferson County are concerned about speeding on Highway 601. They want to see if there's a pattern in the number of speeding tickets that they give out and the time of day. Plot the data from the table on the scatter plot and answer the question. Okay, so we have our labels. Well, we have one of our labels, time of the day, and the Y would be number of speeding tickets. Okay, now we're given our scale with the number of speeding tickets, but not for the time of day. So we have from 7 a.m. to 6. So what I'm going to say is 7 a.m., 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and that is time of day. And that's going to be the point where we start our PM. So now we need to go ahead and we need to plot our points. So at 7 a.m., that's here, there's 25 tickets. So we're going to go 7 a.m., 25 tickets. 8 a.m., 24, so a little bit less than 25. 9 a.m., 35. Okay, 10 a.m., 15. 11 a.m., 17, so a little bit above there. 12, we get 40. 1, we get 9. So a little bit less than 10 there. 2, 18. 3, 32. 4, 17. 5, 25. And then 6, 38. Okay, so the question is, based on the data on the scatter plot, is there a pattern to the speeding during the day on Highway 601? Use the points in the scatter plot to explain your thinking. Okay, so what I noticed while reading there, okay, in the morning, there typically was more. Okay, and throughout the day, a little bit less, except at noon, and then towards the end of the day, a little bit more as well. Okay, so what I'm really thinking here is these are the times that it's most busy, okay? People driving to work, okay? People driving for lunch, and then people driving home from work, okay? So more tickets are happening when there are more people on the road. So that would be the explanation. Just more people on the road, more tickets. Okay, that is your Unit 1, Lesson 9. Make sure you complete the homework. Have a good day.